Good afternoon, this is Seth Resnick, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about private metadata. Private metadata is a really neat thing that a lot of people are unaware of, and there is a lot of metadata that is available, especially in Lightroom, most commonly keywording. But within keywording, we have the capability of making private keywords or private metadata. And the neat part about that is that it's completely searchable on your computer, but it doesn't have to go to the outside world. So let me show you some of the private metadata, and then I'll show you how to make private metadata or how to make metadata private and some of the uses. So on the right side here, I actually have a heading called private metadata. If I open that private heading up, you can see I keep track of things like all of my assignments. I keep track of iPhone photos, images I've used in Keynote, images that I've used in books, portfolio images, all kinds of slideshow stuff, speaking engagements, all of my images that are out for stock. None of that I actually want going to the outside world. I want to keep that private, but I want to be able to search it. So one of the most common ones that I don't want going to the outside world are people. So if I open up people, for example, this is a list of all the people I photographed. And I typically don't want those images to be identified as with that information, but I do want to have that information available. So if we go here, if I look at next to J. Maisel, I can double click on the number and I can see all the images of J. Maisel. Really cool also to be able to instantly find an image based on someone without having to make this complicated search. You can simply just click on the number next to the name, and it will immediately go in and find those images. So again, if I look at John Paul, for example, I can come here. I see I have 475 images of JP. And if we go to the grid, there we go. There's JP. Yep. And really neat to be able to not only find those kinds of images, but to be able to label them. JP in the uni, walking on water like God. So how do we make metadata private? Well, the key is if we go to the heading here of private metadata, sorry, let me scroll up. If I control click or right click and choose edit keyword tag, you'll see that if I uncheck include on export, basically uncheck everything, then that metadata is private and will not go to the outside world, but it's totally searchable on my own computer. It would be useful if I made a parent and everything under that parent was automatically private or did not include an export, but that's not the case. So I make a private header called private metadata. In there, I have a bunch of subcategories. Each one of those categories need to be designated as private. So when I get to people, you'll see people itself. If I control click and choose edit keyword tag, you'll see people is not included on export. Any synonyms or whatnot I can have, but that's the heading, still designated as private, but then all the people, so if we go here to JP, John Paul, scroll down, and if we go to John Paul, that would be John Paul. If I control click and choose edit, you'll see that include on export is unchecked, making that private metadata. And again, the benefit of that is totally searchable on your own database, and but it doesn't go to the outside world. And really neat to be able to identify every assignment I've done. Recently, I even started playing with NFTs, and I have images that were used as NFTs classified this way. Stuff that's in slideshows, prints that have been sold, how much they've been sold for, all of that identified by designating private metadata. So that's my little tidbit for today. And subscribe to my channel and come back soon. And I'm going to keep on doing these little videos like this, and we'll get a lot covered. So see you again soon. Bye-bye.